An analysis of family leave. The family impact analysis. In this section of an analysis, the California paid leave policy is conducted through the utilization of the Family Impact Checklist. Developed by the Policy Institute for Family Impact Seminars, the checklist incorporates principles that are useful in determining a policy's effectiveness, especially in the areas of family policy, family stability, family relationships, family diversity, and family engagement. For those who do any analyzing of the California paid leave policy, all 5 of those family impact principles were applied. A summary of the California Family Leave Policy. California Family Leave Policy, or FMLA, was enacted by the state of California and was the first of its kind in the United States. The United States is the only industrialized nation without a paid family leave policy. This program was put into place to help new parents take time off after childbirth to care for their newborn at home. It provides up to 6 weeks' pay at 55% of prior weekly earnings, up to a maximum of $987 per week. This must be taken within the first 12 months of a new family member's arrival. The California program was put into place in September of 2002. According to research, paid leave can be taken in hourly, daily, or weekly increments as needed. Furthermore, an employee may take their paid leave intermittently while working part-time. Is this the only type of paid leave in other states? Yes. It is also put into place in New Jersey and Rhode Island. Implementation of the California Paid Family Leave Policy program in the community or state starts with an assessment of needs for such a policy. The Paid Family Leave Policy is designed to help families that need financial help when they go on maternity leave or have a family member get sick, or just need personal time to take care of a loved one. Parents of newborns voiced frustrations with the acquiring information FMLA had about family leave. Healthcare providers are not common sources of information for parents of newborns, and human resource departments and employers do not freely give information or sound advice. So how do you know if you may be eligible for FMLA? Well, if you've worked in the public sector or for a private employer with 50 or more employees, you could be eligible. The California Paid Leave Program does an adequate job of recognizing that individuals' development and well-being are profoundly affected by the quality of their relationships with close family members. The family members' relationships with each other are also important. The FMLA may not cover all parents, as in if they don't work full-time or if they live in poverty. It also may not cover wage replacement or saving of the jobs. In the research that was conducted about the California Paid Leave Policy, we used for the family impact analysis part of this paper. We research how family is impacted by the policy in which how parents take time off for maternity or for family that is seriously ill. There are 5 principles that are affected by the California Paid Leave Policy. This includes family responsibility, family stability, family relationships, family diversity, and family engagement. Principle 1. Family responsibility. The California Paid Leave Program does an adequate job of helping families build the capacity to fulfill their functions and to avoid taking over family responsibilities unless absolutely necessary. Since an individual can take the leave to care for babies, foster or adopted children, ill children, spouses or registered domestic partners, parents, siblings, grandchildren, grandparents, and parent-in-laws, it gives the family the ability to fulfill their functions while also receiving partial pay. Due to this program, an individual can take time off of work to care for the family member in need instead of depending on other caregivers or government assistance to take over family responsibilities. The Paid Family Leave Program does an adequate job of setting realistic expectations for parents to assume financial and caregiving responsibilities for dependent, critically ill, or sick family members. This depends on their family structure, resources, and life challenges. Individuals who qualify for this program can take up to 6 weeks of partial pay to care for a family member who is seriously ill or frail. Also, up to 3 family members are eligible to apply and benefit from the Family Leave Program to care for the sick and frail family member. The 6 weeks of partially paid leave can be taken at one time, or it can be spread over time on an hourly, daily, or weekly basis. With this, families have the ability to use the resources from the Family Leave Program to provide care while receiving partial pay. The program also does an adequate job of providing families with the capacity to balance time commitments to work and family. However, it does not affect the family's ability to balance family commitments to the community. Under the Paid Family Leave Program, individuals can take up to 6 weeks of partially paid leave to care for a variety of household members, including babies, foster or adopted children, ill children, spouses, domestic partners, on and on. Individuals who qualify receive 55% of their current earnings and are determined by their highly quarter of earnings in their base period. This gives family members the ability to earn an income while also providing a family member in need. A major downfall to this program is that the Parent Family Leave Program does not provide individuals with job security. However, the Family and Medical Leave Act, California Family Rights Act, and the California Pregnancy Disabilities Leave Law are all programs that can assist in this problem. Principle 2. Family Stability. The research shows that the policy does strengthen parental and family commitment by allowing parents to take leave due to a childbirth, adoption, and foster care. This policy allows parents to set up benefits in a 12-month period. According to Breitenbach, this plan allows parents feelings of competence to know they can spend quality time with their child or children, which can also help them to form parent-child bonds that may help get children off to a good start and may cement parents' obligations to their children in the future. The marital commitment of the FMLA program does not target the issue at hand. At this point, when one spouse is taking care of the other spouse, no income is coming in from either of them to have a sense of financial security for their family. Other families that can financially support having the time off to care for a loved one, this can also strengthen that opportunities for these parents as well. As far as the policy being able to allocate resources to help keep the family together when this is an appropriate goal. President Barack Obama, as part of his commitment to an economy that works for everyone, including those balancing work and family, has set with the states a state paid leave fund to help those with paid and unpaid leave. A paid and unpaid leave can help workers balance obligations at home and in the workplace. It can also help parents and those with medical need remain in the workforce. According to the California Paid Family Leave Policy, the program helps families avoid problems before they become a serious crisis or chronic situations which can erode family structure and function. They can do this by making sure there are no loopholes in the policy that employers can shrink their responsibilities at work. Employers should not misuse their FMLA leave to take unannounced vacations, take off of work at will, and without consequences. There are many couples, parents who work 2 or 3 part-time jobs, none of which have enough hours to make one eligible for Family or Medical Leave Act. This makes things complicated according to NPR. There needs to be a rule that lines up with the realities of the workforce. According to Breitenbach, many working adults are struggling to balance employment and family responsibilities. The Family and Medical Leave Act of 1993 is designed to help ease the struggle for working families. With an increasing number of women entering the workforce and some becoming pregnant, it is imperative to have policies that protect women. These policies are not only critical for women and their families, but also guarantee these women that their job will be available to them should they desire to return to work without any discrimination. This policy also eases the minds of families and family members to care for relatives other than parents, spouses, or children. An example is if one individual wanted to care for one of their family members, they did not have to have the extra added stress because this law provided them a safety net for them to return. The FMLA Act does have programs that help families maintain daily routines when they are experiencing stressful conditions or at times of transition. Routines, for example. It is important to get regular checkups from primary care physicians, mammograms, prostate exams, flu shots, and take medications, and also to monitor one's health the same way you might care for another person. For new mothers, it's a good idea to get into a routine, as in regular bottle feedings, diaper changes, checkups, regular sleeping hours, things like that. The other regular routines in which is a good idea to exercise regularly, eat sensibly, eat healthy foods, and taking a stress-free education and coping class. Participants in religious and spiritual activities, and last but not least, love or learn to love yourself by smiling, laughing, and doing things that make you happy. If married or living with a partner, it will be helpful if the spouse or partner tries to help with some of the family duties. This way, it is alleviating the stress or stressors in one's life. Parents need to know what the insurance will cover and what will not cover. That will also help. According to the research, the parent-family leave is a strong changes in family relationships such as aging, divorce, or adoption. All of these processes are extended over time and require continuing support and attention. The program does this by extending the ability to get paid leave from work, pregnancy, or adoption to include other family members as well. An individual can benefit from a paid family leave program to take care of babies, foster or adopt children, and children's spouses, children, registered domestic partners, parents, siblings, grandchildren, grandparents, and parent-in-laws. California's paid family leave policy does a strong job of supporting all types of families involved in the issue. This is accomplished through the policy's provision of paid leave for employees with the state of California to bond with a newborn, adopted child, or foster child. In addition to bonding leave, paid parent and family leave program also offers employees the ability to take paid leave while caring for a child. According to California Labor Code Section 245.5C, this may include a biological child, adopted or foster child, legal ward, child of a domestic partner, or a child whom the employee stands in loco parentis. With that said, non-residential parents would not be covered by this policy, as a parent family leave is only applicable to the residents of the state of California. Other parents may have worked less than a year for a company or live in poverty and work part-time jobs. They may be excluded from the policy. Principle 3. Family relationships. The research suggests that most times it's the woman that stays home and cares for a loved one that is gravely ill or stay home with a newborn instead of the man. The man is one person in the household that makes the money and pays the bills. The California Paid Leave Program does an adequate job of recognizing that individuals' development and well-being are profoundly affected by the quality of their relationships with close family members and family members' relationships with each other. Since up to 3 individuals in a family can benefit from a 6-week partially paid leave, it gives the family an opportunity to provide the necessary care for any family member. For example, if a child becomes ill, the mother can take up to 6 weeks off while still providing partial pay for the family. If the child is still sick after those 6 weeks, the father can then benefit from the program as well and take additional time off to care for their child. Finally, a sibling, a grandparent, or a grandparent can also take time off if necessary. This program can provide families with the ability to ensure that the ill child's well-being is their top priority without suffering financially. As for mothers staying home with their newborn babies or adopted child, there are also health and emotional benefits that come with enabling workers to stay home to care for new children. A woman needs time to heal from childbirth and to establish breastfeeding routines with her new child, as well as bonding time for incorporating the child into her family. The FMLA supporters focus on the law's simple but powerful goal of ensuring that people can have a family and maintain a career. Family needs time to adjust to life events, as in having a child or family member becoming ill, and needs around-the-clock caregiving. It's very hard to find families that have financial support during this time of transition, and will put added pressure on the man or woman that has to stay home with no income coming in to support the increasing demands of everyday life. This program does a good job of balancing the competing needs, rights, and interests of various family members. The program does this by providing paid leave for individuals while caring for a family member in need. This gives families the ability to care for any significant family member in need. Principle 4. Family diversity. California's paid leave policy adequately identifies and respects the different attitudes, behaviors, and values of families from various stages of life. Family structures and cultural, economical, geographic, racial, or ethnic and religious backgrounds. Caring for extended family members can be problematic for individuals with expansive family bonds, among them many families of diverse race, culture, and ethnic backgrounds. As California's paid family leave policy broadens the definitions of family beyond parents, spouses, and children to include parents-in-law, grandparents, grandchildren, and siblings, employees have a greater ability to care for extended family members within various stages of life. Furthermore, as parent and family leave policy is not limited to companies with more than 50 employees, there is an increased likelihood that employers in small cities or rural communities will be eligible for family leave. Finally, California's paid leave policy adequately addresses different economic backgrounds with the inclusion of both part-time and full-time employees, in addition to those that are actively looking for work and employed prior to the beginning of time one is seeking paid leave. The research that is conducted, the parent-family leave policy adequately addresses the complexity and responsibilities involved in caring for and coordinating services for family members with special needs, for example, cognitive, emotional, or physical. According to the paid family leave policy, employees are eligible to paid leave to care for a new child or family member suffering from a serious health condition. This includes illness, injury, impairment, or physical or mental condition. If a family member becomes seriously ill, parent and family leave not only allows the employee time off while the family member is receiving inpatient care, such as in a hospital or hospice care or medical facility, but also when they are at home and continuing outpatient treatment. Principle 5, Family Engagement. The paid family medical leave act does an adequate job of providing information and a range of choices to families and recognizes that length and intensities may vary. Employees who contribute to SDI in California are eligible to choose leave at up to 6 weeks, pay at 55% of prior weekly earnings, up to a maximum of $987 a week, and this must be within the first 12 months of a new family member's arrival. The policy allows a family to choose the length of the leave and when they take it. The California paid leave policy offers a longer time as well as more flexibility, which is an improvement from FMLA. It also allows employees to use up half of their incurred sick leave a year to take care of a family member. However, there are limitations on some of the laws based on how many employees your company has. This limits choices as some families may not qualify at all. Some families may need more time than what is covered. This policy highly encourages professionals to work with families, allowing them to make their decisions within the law and encourages professionals to respect their choices. An employee can choose when and how much leave to take for up to 6 weeks out of the year with partial pay. However, it could improve because it has been discovered that employees may not take advantage of the benefits because of being uneducated about the policy and not fully understanding its benefits. There is also a social stigma placed on benefits offered to both sexes. Workplace discrimination can take place, especially for fathers who profit from this policy. This demonstrates that professionals could be trained to respect better employees' choices in the system. The policy makes flexible options for parents who want time off, and now it can be achieved because it is a law. Because it is law, all California institutions and agencies must abide by it, which allows the policy to prove an adequate job at making its options available and easily accessible. However, there are limitations for qualifying for the benefits of this policy, which make it hard so part-timers or recently hired workers wouldn't qualify for the benefits. According to the research, there is a 7-day waiting period before benefits are paid, and an employer must require the employee to use up to 2 acquired vacation days before receiving benefits. Congress didn't specifically say what medical conditions are eligible under the law, so there are conflicting ideas and court opinions about what qualifies. One of the primary reasons administering FMLA leave is hard is that federal regulations provide just the minimum requirements. Funded by a payroll tax, the state-run temporary disability fund will now pay California employees partial pay for up to 6 weeks of time off if they need to care for a new child or